Greetings, sirs and madams. I'm Straphic Zero, and it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since we've gotten to talk about Monster Hunter. I've been busy running around playing a whole bunch of other games, almost all of them Capcom, and yeah, they've been hitting it out of the park lately. So, yeah, we're back on talking about Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance. This was just announced on the Summer Games Fest, and yeah, it's been an onslaught of news about everything. So, yeah, I'm going to be incredibly busy. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna watch through the announcement trailer together, and then just talk about some details I could catch in there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, we're gonna start the video over if computer would stop freezing on me. Okay, here we go. All right, so we got a chicken, so we know it's we know it's a Wilds expansion. And we see these floating islands. We had this a lot on the Tundra map. I know they call it the Ice Shard Cliffs or some crap like that. It's different.
White area negated the weight of buildings. And
Everyone's looking a little different. Yeah, Gemma and Hammer Lady, they got the same haircut now, so that's a bit odd. Oh, I think this is a new animal. Wow, it's very fast. It kind of reminds me of the Kuropeko. Oh, and it's got Valstrax's dive bomb. Great sword. That is very fast for a great sword. Yeah, this is very flashy. What is that? The movement, like, that was a light bow gun. And this is a Gunlance cross slash. I feel robbed. Gunlance, don't you have enough tools already?
Too difficult to reproduce.
Oh, it's this bastard. Okay, it's Kushaladora. Oh no! Alright, yeah, big floating islands. I guess that's why they're calling it Ascendance. Cool name. It's a bit of a mouthful, but I guess we'll get used to it. I guess we'll shorten it as Wild's Ass. Oh, it's my boy, Laoshan. Yeah. Another Elder Dragon with sleep status. He's gonna put you to sleep. Yeah, his armor is cool as heck, and I think the last game he was in was Generations Ultimate, right? Yeah, I remember having to farm him when I was streaming Gen Ultimate. Yeah, that was a lot of work. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and just slow this down so we can take a look at what we can spot out of here. Yeah, the trailer was very, very cool. The graphics look great. The characters are looking... They look a little, not attractive. That's okay. Yeah, I don't really play Monster Hunter for the pretty likable characters. It's been a little devoid of that in Wilds, but yeah, I guess that's just not really their thing. That's fine. Yeah, we have these like DNA spirally growth things, which I can't remember any of Wild's story because I don't care about it. But yeah, I guess that's still going on up on this floating island thing. Yeah, I gotta say, chat, like, floating islands, they are very cool visually, but in my personal opinion, this is kind of where creativity goes to die, because it's kind of like, this is, like, the last idea they can possibly go to, and, like, I don't know, there's so many things that have done the same thing, so I kind of would have liked for them to go in a different direction, but that's fine, I guess. And then, there's gonna be another problem that I think almost nobody else is talking about, but these floating island things, it's going to be harder to render. It's going to be harder on the hardware of your consoles and your PC and stuff, because if it's a floating island, you got to render this entire object, but if gravity is still the same, then yeah, you can only stand on top of it. So like even while your mobility is basically the same, you have to render like 4 times as much like visual stuff, so it's gonna be harder on everyone's hardware. So yeah, just throwing that out there. Okay, so Yeah, here's our handler. She's, yeah, I think handler's very cute, but she's dressed like she's middle-aged or something. That's fine, I guess. I guess she's just out here on an adventure. It almost looks like... No, no, no. Okay, I was wrong on that. But I guess up here it's probably cold, so I guess they gotta dress warmer. Everyone except for Gemma. I gotta be honest, chat. I don't understand this shot because we're zoomed in on this. I guess a laborer guy, and he's just out of focus. So yeah, this is taking up so much of the screen for no reason. But I assume the point of this shot is to just show off the little plushie on Gemma's butt here, the Kezu whelp. So the last time they did this, it was a Yankuku plush, and you know he was added to the game. So I want to say this means Giganox is confirmed, but we just might have Gigi whelps instead, like the little babies instead of the adult monster. So that, I don't know, they could do a rug pull on us, but yeah, having a Kezu, wait, sorry, a Giganox back. Yeah, I get those animals mixed up a lot. Yeah, having Giganox back would be pretty fun. Yeah, we need more poison monsters, and then yeah, the Giganox armor set is just really cool looking. So yeah, you guys can take a look at that. I guess I'll pull it up on screen here. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, Homegirl has changed her haircut. Yeah, it's very short now. I guess it's fine looking. Personally, I'm not fond of this. What I'm weirded out by is the Hammer Lady. She has almost the exact same haircut, and they're both blonde. So I don't know why they didn't want these characters to look more distinct from each other. Yeah, lots of cool skyboxes. But yeah, I don't know, like, when you have a map like this, it kind of... It's like, you only have, like, two types of animals living in these biomes, really. Like, you have lots of flying animals, and then you have animals that can climb. So, things like Toby Kadachi that can, climb on rocks and stuff like that. So, yeah, this might be a little limiting. And I really hope this map isn't claustrophobic, because it doesn't look like it has a lot of open spaces, really. But I guess that just depends on how large this map is. Also, another thing about it is the hunter almost cannot navigate this on their own. It's gonna require you to use your secret. So hopefully that doesn't limit navigation too much, but I think it's gonna be almost impossible to navigate this without chicken. Hopefully there's no fall damage. That would be terrible. Yeah, there's never fall damage in Monster Hunter. Okay, got some fuzzy animals. I gotta say, I like these plants. They look really cool. Oh, there's water. Do you think there's gonna be a water biome like inside this map? Wouldn't it be so funny if there's like a sky variant of a Lagacrus? Sorry, Lagiacrus. Yeah, they decided to pronounce it in the weirdest way possible. Okay, lots of colors. So I think this is suggesting that you guys remember when they launched Wilds? Like, it was just really drab looking with the dry deserts and everything. So they did that like out of an art direction decision, not because they couldn't render things that look cool. So it looks like on this game they are going the opposite direction. We're gonna make everything look saturated as fuck. But yeah, everything is incredibly saturated and colorful now, so I guess that's good. Yeah, it does look like this biome is like, it is colorful, but it looks pretty dry. Yeah, there's lots of like dust and dry rocks, and all the grass is dead. But yeah, I guess that's fine. Maybe too much color would be a little painful, like on your eyes. Yeah, so I guess they decided to like make the sky colorful and then the ground more desaturated. Okay, more chicken. Did any of you guys enjoy the chicken mechanics? Because I don't know if I did. This is a very colorful chicken. Yeah, these things. So I don't know if they revealed the names for these things, but yeah, this is a new animal. So obviously this is a pack animal. And if you notice, one of them is actually colored differently. It's a little more blue than the other ones. So yeah, I'm guessing, yeah, pack mechanics. Maybe they'll make you hunt the whole pack. Probably just the lead animal. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Kuropeko. Yeah, it's got the same skeleton. and it's got some odd stuff going on. It looks like the way it moves is not really normal for a flyer. It flies more like a jet. Like, I think these air sacs on its wings, like, it helps it make these sounds, and then it probably acts as like a pressure, like, air sac thing to help it jet around, which is a really neat idea of, yeah, that's very creative, but yeah, this thing's probably gonna move really weird. You know what, chat, now that we're on this subject, I really hope that they add wind element and an earth element to what we currently have, because obviously there's a ton of monsters in Monster Hunter that should be wind, like Kisholadora, like we saw earlier, but they all tend to be listed as ice for like no reason, because we don't have wind element in the mainline games. But yeah, this is a good opportunity to do that. I really hope they add wind. Yeah, he's got these little clickety clackers on his wings. Look at how saturated this color palette is. Yeah, I wonder if there's gonna be like a lot more exploration where you just gotta fly to these teeny tiny islands up here, and there's just like a rare plant you gotta pick up and exchange it like for dollars with Nata or something. Oh, that reminds me, we don't see Nata in these trailers at all. I guess they realize nobody likes Nata, but I guess that's fine. Yeah, so it's gonna do this big call thing like Kuropeku does. Look at the way it flies. It just flies like a jet. Yeah, I love the aerobatics here. Yeah, they have synchronized aerobatics. It's terrifying, but it's also really cool. Oh god. Yeah, that's terrible. Don't worry, chat, like, hunters always get beat up in the trailers and stuff. And then, one thing that worries me about this animal is, look at how fast it takes off. Yeah, right into your face, and then, in one instant, it is in the background. So yeah, it's so fast that you can't even reach it with your weapons or your tools or anything. Like, that's definitely out of reach of flash bombs and sonic pods and everything. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, so I worry when there are mechanics where monsters, they just get free hits on you, or you gotta wait to respawn. It's a bit, it kind of kills the pacing a little bit, but I don't know, what can you do? All right, here's the new mechanic they're introducing for the expansion. This is gonna go crazy, I think. Yeah, with Iceborne, they did Clutch Claw, which was a wild departure from what they had in base vanilla world. So I think this thing is gonna make things super crazy. So Capcom is generally good about adding new mechanics. Like, they do their best to like make it fun and engaging. You know, sometimes it can be a little frustrating, like Clutch Claw was. But yeah, so from the other video with the developer interview, they called this tool the Boost Bracer. And from what I can see from it, it really reminds me of the Exceed mechanic from Devil May Cry 4 and 5 with Nero. I gotta say, I'm a Nero main. Like, I like playing Nero a lot more than Dante, and like, I actually like using him more than Virgil. But yeah, it really reminds me of Exceed. Well, basically, you charge this tool up and it enhances your attacks, like basically your attack speed, your attack damage. In the interview, they said, yeah, this is called the Boost Bracer, so it enhances your attack speed, your combo, and it also enhances your mobility, which we'll see a little bit when we see the light bowgun. Yeah, you're revving an engine basically just like Exceed. And this is a great sword. This is supposed to be a slow weapon, but yeah, look at how much attack speed you have. And then there's also, it seems like you have a bit more reach and repositioning. Yeah, so this is very flashy. Yeah, a little too flashy for a greatsword. Yeah, if a greatsword is moving this fast, like, how fast are like long swords and dual blades gonna go? Of course, I'm a lance main, and yeah, I'm worried. Yeah, I didn't even realize this was a light bowgun at first, because, you know, she's shooting this one-handed. That's crazy. But yeah, she's shooting this one-handed, using the Boost Bracer as a thruster, essentially. Yeah, so you've got insane mobility. I hope this means they're going to add the mobility back into Lance, and then figure out some ways to enhance our attacks, too. Yeah, shooting a light bowgun one-handed, that's just crazy to me. Yeah, that's good mobility. Yeah, this is how I figured out it was a light bowgun, because of the slide. Okay, and here's Gunlance, the guy with every tool, and now he has more tools. Okay, guard, and they do a cross slash, which is, you know, that's a lance move, which we don't have anymore. That's cool. Now Gunlance has cross slash. Yeah, congratulations. Now you have more things you don't even. Yeah, I don't know. You can already do everything. So yeah, that's good for them, I guess. All right, so this is more story stuff. It seems that the story is very centered on the guardian animals. Like basically, these are all monsters that are artificial constructs. Yeah, almost every monster we see in this trailer is a construct, except for the new bird wyvern thing, and then the elder dragon. So specifically, they're saying, yeah, this is an elder dragon. It's too powerful to control, and then you can't reproduce it. I guess either it's too strong or it's too complicated. So I think the plot's gonna be about, yeah, these are elder dragons, which, you know, that's just part of nature and that's nothing we can do about. Or maybe they were trying to artificially construct elder dragons, but they can't because it's too difficult to do. So I'm not really sure why they're going this direction, because they kind of already made an artificial construct elder dragon, which was Zoshia. So he's basically an artificial fatalis. Maybe like some of y'all will call it an equal dragon weapon, but I'm not really sure why they're retreading this, but yeah, I guess that's the direction the story's going. Yeah, there's our favorite windbag. Yeah, I am already losing my patience. Hopefully they add some mechanics for us to deal with him. Like, he was a lot better in Sunbreak. Alright, there it goes. Yeah, so we're gonna have the zoom out and skybox for the title. Yeah, so the game's it's looking really good. It's looking really colorful. So I'm kind of glad they're going away from that art direction they had before. Like, they were going for the hyper realism when they're catering to the journalists and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope with this they're gonna try to focus on, you know, making things visually appealing and making things fun. As much as I enjoyed Exceed and Devil May Cry, I don't know if it's really fitting in Monster Hunter. I have a lot of confidence that Capcom will make it fun, but it does feel a little bit outside the spirit of normal Monster Hunter. Like, Monster Hunter is supposed to be more, it's supposed to be a little slower. Like, there's a commitment. The slower speed is on purpose, because you really got to commit to your attacks and wait for a good opening. And now everything's so fast and everything's so mobile. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and the most bizarre thing about this shot right here is just the aesthetics are so different, it almost doesn't even look like the same game. Like, I know this is a recreation of like the older Monster Hunter trailers, but yeah, just all the design is so different. Like these designs are just so practical and armored, and yeah, the new designs are just so modern and clothy and mobility and stuff like that. So yeah, it just looks so different. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having Lao Shan back. Hopefully Boost Bracer allows us to have some vertical mobility, so we can kind of, you know, jump on his back without any ladders and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully they find a way to make this more fun and engaging, because in the older games, like, basically he was just walking through a hallway and completely ignoring you while you just stabbed him in between the legs. That's like a bad date, I guess. But yeah, Lao Shan's, he brings back really terrible memories for me, but I do like his gear. His armor set is very handsome. His weapons are really cool, really good dragon weapons. So yeah, hopefully this is fun. And you know what? Since this is current gen, there's a very high possibility this is going to be a siege. I don't know if I like the siege mechanics in Monster Hunter, but yeah, there's a high possibility it's going to be like that. Yeah, I guess Gog Mazios is kind of a siege. Like, it had like siege-like mechanics, but yeah, you could kind of kill him in one run. But yeah, hopefully they balance it in a way where it's just not frustrating. Because especially with Kulv Taroth and the Safi Jiva, like, basically my teams be working really hard, and then we weren't the first team to kill it or something, and so we just put in like 45 minutes of work and got no rewards out of it. So that was a bit unpleasant, but I think they'll figure out how to do this a lot better. Yeah, look at this long boy. Yeah, I keep hearing this is like a baby Laoshan. He's like running away from Fatalis or something. But yeah, we're gonna launch in 2027. That's close. Yeah, I guess everybody here is really old now, so time passes very quickly for us. There's gonna be a ton of games coming out this year, so yeah, it's gonna go by in a snap. Yeah, and then regarding time frames, like I know we were waiting a long time for news, but I really hope they take their time with this game. It felt like Wilds was very rushed. Like, I understand why they had to put in a lot of work, because basically they're doing new engine. They had to redo all the maps, all these new monsters and stuff like that. That was a ton of work. So yeah, they were really behind on the development of Wilds. Like, they basically released the game unfinished. Like, we didn't have Gathering Hub, we didn't have the final boss available as a hunt, we couldn't make his gear. I want all of that to be done at launch. So please take your time with it. Like, I want things to be polished. Like, all the other Capcom games have been incredibly polished and incredibly fun. I don't want to feel like Monster Hunter is on the back burner, which yeah, maybe things were that way with Monster Hunter, because yeah, I think with Ascendance they actually changed director. Like, they brought on a guy. He's been working on Monster Hunter for a long time, but I think it's actually a different director from the base game, which, normally director changes are kind of it's usually a sign of things being bad, but it's Capcom, so they're usually on top of their things. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. But yeah, there's some things about this I'm worried about. Like, I know in the last few updates for Monster Hunter Wilds, like the devs just looked incredibly sad. They were just devastated about all their bad Steam reviews. The game just wasn't running well. Like, I want this game to be running well. Yeah, they need to figure out the PC issues. Yeah, so hopefully they're on top of that. Yeah, there is a separate director interview, like, over here. And honestly, they don't really tell you all that much. Yeah, so a lot of the airtime was just them talking about the director change, like, hey, who's this guy? What's he's worked on previously? And yeah, they tell us the name of the boost bracer, the new mechanic. And they talk about some of the new animals and the returning animals. And they talk about the title that they're going for, Ascendance. Obviously, we got all these skybox vertical maps and stuff. I don't know, there's just something a little bizarre about Monster Hunter lately when you have the developers on the screen and they always look so dour and unhappy when they're talking about the game they're working on. Like, I don't see any love or passion or happiness like, just in their expressions. They're just so, man, I'm here for a job. I understand the need for professionalism, but yeah, where's, like, shouldn't you be working on something you're happy to work on? Like, yeah, the players, they kind of need that energy, But yeah, I appreciate their honesty. Like, they seem a little unhappy about all this for some reason. I think I know the reasons, but I probably shouldn't talk about them out loud. I don't really need all those arguments. I'm too old for that stuff. But yeah, this is their faces when they're talking about Ascendance. And you know what's funny? When they talk about Monster Hunter Stories, look at their faces when they talk about Monster Hunter Stories. Their faces just light up. This is subconscious. They can't control their smiles when they talk about Monster Hunter Stories. So you can tell that's something everybody's really happy about, and they're just ecstatic about Stories. Yeah, so the reason why they brought that up is, yeah, Lao Shun, he actually makes an appearance in Stories. I guess he's not alive anymore. Like, did they turn him into a castle or something? I mean, I guess if I killed a giant dragon, I'd turn him into a house or something. But yeah, look at their faces when they talk about, like, Stories. They're just so happy. Oh yeah, they said, like, oh yeah, our favorite elder dragon is back, the Laoshan. Also, there's Kushala. It's like, yeah, I guess the devs don't like Kushala either. Which, hopefully they make him fun. He was fine in Sunbreak. But holy crap, yeah, that was terrible in Iceborne. I never really want to see stuff like that ever again. I think I hunted him twice in Iceborne. I'm like, I give up. Yeah, one of the hunts took like half an hour in master rank. That was nuts. But yeah, Stories is out. Hopefully you guys like it. But all right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for talking about Ascendance. It looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to more news about Boost Bracer because I think it's gonna drastically change the pacing, and it hopefully it doesn't change the spirit of Monster Hunter too much. But yeah, I have my concerns. But you know me, I'm gonna give things the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna wait and see. I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do with Lance. I I feel like they're on the cusp of making great changes for Lance, but like they just gotta give it a little bit of oomph, like just a little bit of spice, without making it overly flashy and weird. But yeah, I think we're close. But all right, guys, yeah, just stick with me for updates. Yeah, we're gonna keep providing updates for Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance. Yeah, we're looking forward to more news. And I guess in the meantime, we're just covering a ton of Capcom games. So yeah, if you guys want to see future content, you can subscribe to the channel and then leave a like on the video if you appreciate the work I'm doing. But yeah, I think that'll be it for now. I really appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.